Calling all nerds. This is More Than Dice, the podcast where we dive deep into the realms of everything nerdy. Whether you're a nerd culture connoisseur, a tabletop titan, a miniature gaming marveler, or just someone who proudly embraces their inner geek, this is the podcast for you. And now here's your hosts, Gonzo, Nerd, and Mizzy.
Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm Nerd.
And I'm Mizzy.
Welcome to episode 320. Today we're going to be talking about winterizing for your hobby time. What you can do to help also if you have need some time and everything, because I know we're all going to be kind of stuck inside for quite a while because it is starting to get cold up, like our good friend War Budgies just said it's negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit in freedom units for those that are not American, that he is way up in the frozen north, and he was saying it's very cold. So we're going to talk about some stuff to do with that, and also, how to help out and get things going with the winter nut months coming around. But before we do it, let's go and get to our sponsors. We want to thank Creature Caster for sponsoring our channel. Make sure you check out all their models, and Judgment Eternal Champions game coming out that you can get models for. They've got some new ones and new models coming out constantly for it. We want to thank Turbo Dork, makers of fine metallic paints and turbo shifting paints, and also their new medium that you can use, which has been very, very good and very, very awesome. If you haven't tried that out yet, it is extremely good. And it's a large bottle, too, so you're going to definitely use quite a bit of it. We want to thank... Yeah. Cuttlefish Colors, makers of good sketch and glazing paints. You can check them out. Always look on their website and find all their stuff that you can do. We're back from like a holiday. Thanksgiving for us Americans was just last week. All the Black Friday sales were going on. I'm kind of curious how the Black Friday sales went because I know a lot of people are kind of worried about budgets and also the economy coming up. So I'm kind of curious because there were some predictions going on.
I can tell you I still hate being in public during all of that.
Oh yeah. We all do that.
Even the day after, it was absolutely terrible, and I regret all of my decisions.
Oh yeah, because we have Cyber Monday coming up tomorrow, so everybody can do their cyber sales and all that stuff. So we'll have to wait and see that. Do we have any shout-outs this week?
I'm double checking, but I don't think so.
I do know. Well, here's some shout-outs that are not, deaths, but the Canadian USPS, the Canadian mail carriers, are on strike right now. So if you're sending anything to Canada, could take a while to get there.
Oh, I lied. We have one.
Okay.
Oh.
Chuck Woolery. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like is late 70s or something like that.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Did a lot of game show hosts. Yeah, a lot of game show hosts on them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I did hear that the Vallejo Paints, all their workers are on strike right now also. So if you're expecting any orders from that, be careful and get them slack because they'll probably take a bit. Hopefully they can work out a good deal and the workers are getting fully compensated correctly.
Indeed.
Nerd, what are you drinking tonight?
Good old H2O.
Any fancy flavors in that H2O?
Fresh strawberry.
Ooh. Nice.
Right. Mizzy,
Indeed.
what are you drinking tonight?
I also have fancy water, but mine comes in orange mango flavor.
I'm just doing the basic right out of the refrigerator filtered water. The only taste of that is water.
Yay.
So basic.
So basic. Guys, we are going to be trying to do as many streams as we can during these holiday seasons because we know this is going to be... The holidays are not always the best time for everybody. They're not always the happiest, so we're always going to try to be here for you. If you need someone to talk to, you can always reach out to us on any of our platforms. And also, we hang out a lot on Discord in some form or fashion. We'll be talking about things, painting, playing video games. If you're playing Final Fantasy 14 and you're on our Crystal Shard, let us know. We'll play some games with you. Mizzy's kind of hooked right now. Her first MMO, and she's already tapping her vein. That was your second MMO, because you played RuneScape at one point.
I used to be like hardcore into RuneScape. Like I had a paid subscription and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just reawakened.
Yeah. So you can come and join us. We're helping each other out. My server that I'm on is too packed for people to join, but that'll free up eventually, and everybody can come in there. But other than that, please, just reach out to people. I mean, these are going to be some trying times, as usual, for our sayings. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something about it. If you can't, find some at will, because we've got to look after each other. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nerd, I have a gift for you, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
A gift or a gift?
A gift.
GIFT.
Oh my god. Like, why would you do this to me? That's not a gift. That's a punishment. Like, for sure.
Gift!
Like, how long do I have to keep this up? Like, half an hour?
30 minutes.
So 7:37, you can stop talking like a valley girl. So one of the things that we are going to be constantly changing up what Nerd has to talk like in the channel. So if you pay for it, she will have to talk like that for at least 30 minutes, and we're going to keep doing it. And I will not tell her what changes, so she won't know until it comes around and someone chooses it.
Oh no, I looked beforehand. I happened to look and saw it like before when I was the meow gonzo meow and like the make me glam.
I need to know though.
Your camera.
I need to know though. Do you prefer this or the pirate?
Oh, this is way easier than the pirate. It is way easier on my vocal cords, and also I don't have to sound like Mr. Krabs for half an hour to an hour. I have a lot more practice doing Valley Girl than pirate because I don't have a good pirate voice. I just sound like Mr. Krabs.
How much for talk like an orc?
All right.
What does an orc sound like?
Probably something like what the fox says.
Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Oh my god. Like, no.
So I was going to tell you whenever I was doing my new support. Let's see if I can get it in here so you can see this. I'm going to get really close. All right, here it is. You can see it right here. And instead of leaving a hole, it leaves a little pimple. And so instead of, say, there's another one right inside of here. You can see it right there. It leaves a little pimple instead of an indent in there. And so it's easier for me to clean than having to fill in the little holes that happen.
Makes sense.
So, because this is the skirt, the bottom legs, and this is the top part. Of the model that I would be doing for Resin Beast. Mostly going to be, see, I've got a little bit of cleanup right here. But it's just simple.
Ew, very fancy.
So quick and easy. And then I can, if I need to, I can put a little bit of extra primer on it. But going to be much, much easier to do. I did do a couple of testing on some models. Like I printed up this little elf model. It was all right. Nothing special. And then I printed up, these haven't been cured yet, but then there's my elf, or my fae for my household campaign.
I like that a lot.
And then I did this test model, and this is the one that I did. It hasn't been cured yet, so This one had a weird issue on a layer shift right here. I got an ant on my table. But I just finished him today, so got a little cleaning up to do, and then I got to harden him. But this guy's supposed to be like, I don't know. I may do him. He's supposed to be like lava, but I think I might do him like a giant tree folk or something. Do it like bark. This was just some free model I found on My Mini Factory. And I was just testing it out because they gave it pre-supported, and then I was like, oh, well, then let me try it without being pre-supported. But he was pretty legit looking. I can't remember what it was, so I may paint him up. I'm going to probably use him once I get my paint, my speed paints, and maybe do him a bark like. But I want to test out because I guess there's a new slap chop technique that's going around there that people are all freaking out over. Besides doing the gray and then dry brushing white, you do the same thing and you paint it, and then you do another light brushing of white and paint over it again. So you do a double slap chop. That's like the new thing that someone was talking about and doing. So
like Ermagerd.
Like Ermagerd.
Slap chop squared.
Yeah, slap chop squared. But yeah, I guess that was like something that was going on. And something people were talking about. And I was like, I have plenty of models I can try that on. Because all I got to do if I need some is just print some more.
What? You print models? No. Never.
Mizzy, I'm trying to find you a 50 millimeter base for you, by the way, but I can't find one.
Well, rats.
So we'll have to just see if I can find you another one. I'll probably steal it from somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm trying to find. So I was going to paint up. I forgot that I needed to paint up my arm bits on my jacks to finish out my 3 100-point lists. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a towel to do that with. I don't have a towel to do the dry brush. I will be right back. Nerd, let's talk about winterizing your paints because you're very familiar with that.
Don't leave them out in sub-zero temperatures. First of all, you will turn your acrylics to cottage cheese and you will not be able to reconstitute them no matter how much you try, no matter how much you vortex them. Do not let your paints freeze. Be careful not to leave them in your car, your garage, whatever this winter. Take care of your paints. Leave them in a warm place. If you're like me and you work out of a colder area of your house, like me in my studio is my garage, keep them in tubs and try to leave yourself a reminder to take them in after you are done. Do not leave anything out in the cold. It is bad for them. They do not like it. They will not cooperate with you, and it will be very expensive to replace. I have ruined an entire paint collection doing this, so please learn from my mistake.
Yeah, which is, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm just, the situation.
I'm laughing at me. I'm the one that did it.
Yeah, Nerd had told me about that, and I was like, oof, that sucks. And a lot of people don't, a lot of people paint inside and such, so it's not like it's, but a lot of hobby rooms, they're. If you have to, get a small space heater that might help out, or, bring your shit in like Nerd said on certain things because that's just how things work. Sorry, had to get that going. Yeah, because with the temperatures coming in and everything being pretty bad, you're going to mess up models if you do, or mess up paints if you do not take care of them. Also, if you plan on getting your paint shipped to you, Make sure that you get them shipped quickly, and you're right there waiting for them as they come in. There was a Kickstarter I was going to back, and they said that they were going to be shipping these inks and acrylic paints during the longest and hardest winter time. And I was like, I don't know about that. That just doesn't seem, very smart to do. So I didn't back them. I just said, I'm not going to do that.
Fair.
Valid.
So, but yeah, it also goes to say if you're going to do priming, you better get your priming done now. If you're going to do any like aerosol or, canned, rattle can painting,
You
priming,
took the words out of my mouth, Gonzo.
yeah, get that done now.
Get that done 2 weeks ago.
I mean, if you're not airbrushing and you're using rattle can, you better get that done now because it doesn't matter what, because if you can't get that going or get it done, you are not going, it's going to mess up completely.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an airbrush, hand brush.
Yeah, if you can, hand brush that bitches. Because there's definitely going to be some bad weather coming around, sounds like it. Especially if you live in Alaska.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, I have been airbrush priming for quite a while using whatever, airbrush primer that I have. And I've been doing that for quite a bit because that's been a lifesaver. So, other than that, something that you should be also thinking about is your wet palettes. Even if you're still inside, your wet palettes you need to think about, making sure they're cleaned, making sure that you're using them, and if not, take out the inserts because mold will grow and just get yucky. So be careful of your wet pellets because that's going to be a thing coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's actually a good time to paint. The things that are coming around that you're going to be doing, you're going to have I wouldn't say you're going to have a lot of time to do it, but you're going to have some time to be, doing this and be hanging out and painting with friends. There are plenty of ways to do this online. For everybody know, joining a Discord, either as a painting group or some of your friendly Discord channels or Twitch channels, do a lot of painting right now or hangouts, which are always worth it to go do. If you haven't done it already, there are plenty of Discords to go hang out and do painting and whatever. Even if they're not, painting, there's always somebody you can hang out with type thing.
I've definitely noticed an increase in how much I paint once I started hanging out with people and painting at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get more done, even if you're not even talking, but just listening to everybody. And that's what I usually do. I don't usually talk whenever we're hanging out with somebody. I'm usually listening to everybody else talk while they paint, and it just keeps me grounded to keep painting. Better than listening to a book, in my opinion. And then every once in a while, somebody will yell up, going, "Hey, what about this?" And you're like, "Oh, yeah, I think you should do this." Type thing.
Julie, do the thing.
Julie, do the thing. But that's always a good kicker. Checking my model. So I thought it was fully 100% painted and ready to go for my Necrofactorium list, and then I realized, oh no, I'm not. I forgot that I needed to paint up a head and an arm, um, to go with one of my jacks for whenever I play a certain list. Not a big deal. I mean, so one good thing about one of the good things about the new Mark IV is of War Machine is you've got just to change out the head and the arm and you're good to go, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty happy about that. So yeah, War Budgies, just jump on our Discord. We're not always painting in there,
Yeah, War Budgies, you gotta fix that like right now.
but we're always doing stuff. I would like it if you joined War Budgies and we could talk about, some Ravaged Star.
Do we have command still up, Gonzo? Or is it broke? I think it broke.
It may have broke. You may have to just copy a link to it.
Let me do that.
Probably because the commands break non-stop around here. We used to have the Discord command.
I blame Gonzo. Hold on. I fix. No sad face. I fix. I just gotta find the button.
Yeah. So, but because sometimes we'll play video games in there, or sometimes we'll, hanging out painting or whatever. It's various and numerous what we do in our channels.
There,
Which goes
Discord link.
and if you need the Discord link, just go to our Facebook page if you're listening now. And you can always there. That's always a good place just to get stuff. But also, if you're going to be sealing miniatures, you better make sure you do that now if you are using Rattle Can on that too, because that's going to be a pain in the butt if you're not, unless you're, got a good ventilation in your garage or wherever. So, sealing miniatures is another Rattle Can thing for most people.
That's what we're missing on our website.
Is it Giant Chicken?
Our Discord link.
Oh.
Note to self.
Mizzy fix. But one of the things that, when it comes to the winter time is, we're all kind of stuck inside, can't go out and do all the cool stuff that we normally do, and we try to find stuff to do inside. And, winters and holidays are not always the greatest for people. So hanging out with friends. If you get really, really bored and I can find a good band, you could listen to Gonzo put on a concert through Final Fantasy XIV. So this last Friday there was on Final Fantasy XIV there was a couple of people had their bands going in there, and I think what was it, like an hour and a half, 2 hours? Y'all listen to Final Fantasy bands?
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
Yeah, they were all 8-person bands. And it was actually really neat because this one band actually took requests as long as you went to their page and, requested based on for their name and number type system. But for like an hour and a half, everybody jammed out to Final Fantasy bands.
Pretty great.
But we got a lot of people that play different games. Nerd, I know on yours, you do, everybody knows Nerd also does, she has her own podcast or her own streaming that she does. She also has a lot of D&D things where, she does stuff like that. And so that's another place that you can go and you can find something to do and listen to. What do you do on your channel specifically or Discord a lot, nerd?
Speak of the devil, it's Big Jim Slade. What's up, Slade?
Hey, Big Jim.
Sled.
So I have both like my group chat for my D&D players, as well as like RP channels between players, so that they can do stuff both in and out, so they can chat in and out of game in character, or if they don't want to interrupt what's happening while we're streaming, they can message each other, and me and my myself and my co-DM both have access and can see that.
Well, that's specific for your D&D group, but if, like, say, War Budgie joins your...
I've got gaming channels, we've got show and tell, we've got food channels, pets, like all that kind of stuff. It's a kind of a general community. There's voice chats, there's a gaming channel for when we do game nights, that kind of stuff. So
What games y'all usually play?
We play a lot of Jackbox. Play a lot of Gartic Phone and Jackbox. Occasionally we'll play stuff like Rift Tracks, which is one of those which Litchy Hour likes to play periodically, or What the Dub, where you watch a little video clip and then you have to come up with the next line of dialogue or whatever the voiceover may be. It's fun, silly group games. So if I knew more people that played golf with your friends, I'd probably be in there swearing at a digital ball.
I think Gonzo needs to play Junktopia specifically.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gonzo would be really fucking good at Junktopia.
Which one's that one?
So Junktopia is the one where it's kind of like American Pickers type of thing, but so you get turned into a frog at the beginning of it, and then you have to buy items and then make up a story to go along with those items. And
Okay.
then if your items get appraised high enough and you get first place at the end of it all, then you get turned back into a human.
So the object of the game is to pimp your junk to other people so you can be turned back into a human.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
I feel like you'd be fantastic at that.
In other words, fake charisma.
Yes. Yes, Gonzo. Yes.
Pretty much.
Use your fake creature charisma powers for good, not evil.
Damn it. It's not fair.
Pimp your junk, Gonzo 2024.
So yeah, it's antiques. It's fantasy antiques roadshow, where you come up with a ridiculous name for it and the backstory, and then you also like name your collection at the end, and people vote for it.
There's some of the most
Is
cursed
hella fun.
and
It's
wonderful
a lot of fun.
things.
But it's a good way to connect with people across time zones and locations.
Well, I mean, so y'all know I'm not a big Discord person. It's too much for me for most of the time. I don't keep up with it. Of course, so many social media things are, going on and everything. It's really hard to keep up with a lot of stuff. But the one good thing about Discord is there's immediate, access to do things, which is good for a lot of people. They're able to do a lot of things. They're able to hang out. And for the most part, you get to govern who joins and who's going to be there, so you can, you monitor your own stuff and you can hang out. And you can set up playtimes, hey guys, we're going to be doing, XYZ at 9 o'clock tonight, or, whenever, so people can get up and they can do things. Which is good, because I'm going to tell you, these coming months, with winter coming on, people are going to be home more, and they're just going to be there. With a lot of stuff, they're just going to have to, people are wanting to hang out and be with people more.
Yeah.
So, I need
Thanks.
Brown.
Plus, we have conventions to get ready for,
Yes.
That too.
like the one in the springtime in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yup.
Adepticon's right around the corner, which we should be getting tickets for that pretty soon. Which, finishing these two small bits of things, I will be ready for Adepticon for War Machine.
I will not. But that is because my heart is currently obsessed with a model that I don't have an army for, but I love it anyway. And
Well,
I need all the joy.
you're probably going to be playing your 75 point list anyway.
Oh, 100% yes. And that's mostly painted, so it's fine. I am barely 6% ready for Adepticon. Yeah, that's you're fine, War Budgies. No big deal.
I'm not even entering anything this year because I'm not going to have time in 3 months to paint the size of the piece that I want to paint on top of the commissions that I have between now and then. So,
Fair.
By the way, since we have people in here, if you are participating in the mini exchange, make sure you get that sent off. We have the holidays coming up, so people will probably start seeing that pretty soon. I know a couple of them have been sent off, so you should start seeing that stuff pretty soon in your mailboxes.
And one of them should be sent off this week if all things go according to plan. I'm excited. The person that I got is gonna love their stuff. I'm big excited.
So,
I'm excited for you.
did get so one of the things I did is I did pick up some stuff to play and try and test out. I got the Carnival 2-player starter set, which Mizzy and I are going to test out and such. I've already read the rules, pretty simple. Just be interesting to see how everything goes. So that was one of the things. Schedule, if you have people that are local and you can schedule some local stuff, do that and hang out with some people. I mean, you don't have to spend, 12 hours with them. Just, enough to, get some social time in and hang out for a little bit type stuff. So, that's another good thing to do is schedule small meets, not, 800, hours if you're able to.
Mm-hmm.
Teach someone a new game. That's another thing that you could do is you could teach someone a new game and learn some cool new stuff. Teach them a new miniature game. And it doesn't have to be miniatures. You can teach like board games or card games. And some of the stuff you can do online, like teaching someone how to do a card game online.
Like Lorcana.
Like Lorcana.
Indeed.
That's a
You could
web
probably
page.
do Magic too if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could
Okay.
do any card game. You could teach someone how to play any card game. As long as they have a deck of cards, you should be able to teach them. So, but it's also reaching out to do it. Getting the courage up to do it can be a pain in the butt, especially with the long winter months coming. But play an online role-playing game, play an MMO, find someone that's running an online, RPG, that type of thing. You could do, if you really, really, really want to play, that you could join one that you have to, you pay someone to run the game for you. I can't remember what that website is, but I mean.
Oh, Brennan did an ad for that.
But, that's something you could do too is, pay someone to run a D&D game for you.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you can't find
Like me.
anybody.
I have enough time on my hands.
Do you really want to do this to yourself, nerd? Like I
No.
know money would be great, but think of your well-being.
I know.
We love your ambition, we do, but we also love you when you take care of yourself.
I know. I'm just teasing.
As with the rest of you, take care of yourself. We love you.
Love you too.
Gonzo, what green is that?
This is the technical Tesseract Glow.
There you go, War Budgies.
Pretty much what I
Yeah.
do is I would do a white undercoat and this on it, and it pops really well. So
Pop off, queen.
Makes it really, really cool. Really, really nice. Yeah, that pretty much is almost done. I got to do a null oil wash on it, and then I'll be done. So, but just make sure that you go. And, you don't have to do stuff with people. I'm not telling you have to do stuff, but you should take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So this is what it's going to look like once it's finished. That's the other configuration. And then the second configuration is this configuration.
Voice.
So I had to paint an extra set of arms and head. One arm and one head for it. So I could get the entire one, because the arm, the axe and shield, and the head are meant for major damage dealing and major armor support, while this configuration, which is the axe, this head, and the spike thing, is meant for doing killing and grabbing souls. So 2 different configurations to do 2 different things.
Nice.
So, and with Mark IV, you can just switch it out and you're good to go.
Magnets. Magnets are big fun.
Yeah, with the magnets. Because eventually I will have to paint this big fucker over here so someone gives in their 100-point list.
Thanks, Gonzo.
No, I'm talking about the Abyssal King from Steamforged Games.
Because Mizzy needs all the tentacles.
Because she needs 2 Abyssal Kings for her 100-point list.
Yes.
And
Someone's gotta do it. Why not me?
Oh, I had my camera way over here the whole time. Didn't even notice it. Didn't even move
Good
it
job.
over.
Proud of you, Gonzo.
Way to go, Gonzo. Dumbass. So,
Big as your head.
as big as my head. And so, I'm actually not going to do the magnets on this. I think I'm just going to, put it in there so I don't have to worry about it.
I highly recommend that you do the magnets on the figurehead because it falls out anyway.
Yeah, that's about the only thing. I may blue tack it, but I know the configurations you're going to go with, so I'm not worried about it. Tasty.
No. No. Nuh-uh. No.
No, what?
I just paid for that. I
Ah,
just
damn
paid for that. Put them back on. No.
I don't think
Saw
Nerd
you.
spent a full 30 minutes talking like a Valley Girl, though.
Oh my god, you're right. I totally forgot. Like, this is like a new redeem. I guess I'll just have to put it up. I guess I'll just have to put up with it for another 20 minutes. My god.
But the one thing that we're going to be doing, so as a podcast team that Mizzy and I are going to be doing, is we're going to be playing a few games, and we're going to be testing out some stuff. We're going to be testing out Carnival. We've tested out, and we are going to be playing, of course, Warcrow. We really like Warcrow a lot. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to continue to play Warcrow. Carnival, I just got it super cheap, so that was the reason, getting. I think it was like $60 for the 2-player starter set, so not a big deal. We've got we were definitely going to be picking up the N5 new Infinity rules because they did a good sale just recently with it. It was the core book and the essentials for like $80, so worth it. I'll use 3 of the models. Mizzy will just have 3 cool models that she can, have, um,
Which is fine.
which
Cool
is
models are
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
I need
Um,
more nerd crack. Totally. Yeah.
yeah. And so um, that's going to be our thing. It's about the only new mini games that we're going to be dealing with. I don't think there's anything else that we're going to be testing out.
Can't think of anything that's on our radar otherwise.
No, nothing's really been coming out either. So I mean, there's nothing that's like out yet. So we'll just be working on that. Um, I'm definitely going to be working on some new stuff, as in I'm going to be working on models for a competition. Here is the top part of that model, which I'm going to be doing some cleaning and such while we're talking in just a second. I got to rest my eyes. My dog's going crazy for some reason. Don't know why. Uh, Definitely got to finish up. I have 3 models to finish up for Judgment if we decide to play Judgment at Adepticon. So, I'll have that to do. What else? Nerd, what do you got that you can plan on doing for your winter time that's not going to cause a major problem for you?
Continue. Oh, I didn't realize I had muted myself while I was drinking. Continue insulating my studio. Uh, for one, taking care of my stuff, but spending a lot more time inside because it'll be a lot harder for me to spend long hours out in the studio with as cold as it'll get here in Iowa. Because we get things like polar vortexes, so I will probably be working on other more indoor projects like diamond painting, or maybe I'll pick up my crochet blanket or something. But something that is, because yeah, unfortunately there's no good space for me to paint indoors. Otherwise I will be painting and more painting, and probably writing a lot for my D&D campaign. So
I are very excited for D&Ds.
yeah, Iowa does get freaky cold. Yep. When we get into like negative 30s, 30, 35 with the wind chill, it's brutal here. Because we don't get a lot of snow. We get a lot of ice and just really, really cold days.
Northern people are built different.
I know.
I've been there. Lived in North Dakota for 4.5 years.
You built different too. You're not human. You fake creature. You built different. So cold, war budgies.
You got people that are crazy like war budgies. Those in the Arctic Circle.
Yup. That's the
Can't be doing
thing.
that, man. Cannot be doing that. I'm already too whiny that I can't wear my flip-flops outside. Which, actually, one of my flip-flops broke the other day, and I'm very sad about it.
Aw.
That's something else. But flip-flops, because my feet need to be free from the foot prison.
Or if I don't have time to paint over the winter because temps, I will definitely be building a lot of characters in Hero Forge. Because that's something I can do from the safety of my laptop.
Yeah.
So you're going to build them, but are you going to do anything with them?
I typically am using them for NPCs in my D&D campaign because I'm trying to move away as much as possible from using AI art. And the updates that Hero Forge has made have been really awesome. And if I were to get a pro account, which I don't see myself getting anytime soon, but the pro subscription has the kit bash ability.
Oh yeah, that kit bash is good.
Yeah. So
See, here's something I'm talking about on pre-supports. Maybe the little holes right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take and fill those in. A little bit of putty. Because this is a model I kind of want to do for Resin Beast because it's a fucking goblin pirate.
Gerblin pirate,
We love
huzzah!
we love the Gerblin pirates around here.
We do.
So, and it's always fun finding supports you miss whenever you clean the model
Yeah.
or prime it.
Mhm.
Or depending on what I can set up on my laptop, you may see me streaming from the comfort of my kitchen if it's ever clean.
Clean your kitchen.
Maybe do some baking or something like that.
Ooh.
Because I used to be a baker and I really like making cookies and cupcakes. So
Yet another similarity that we have, nerd.
yeah. Ooh, what is your favorite kind of cupcake to make?
To make or to eat?
Give me one of each.
To make, but it's very complicated, the bourbon pecan pie cupcakes that I've made before.
Oh.
To eat, my strawberry cupcakes.
Ooh. For me, my favorite ones to make are blue velvet, which are like red velvet but with blue food coloring.
Ooh.
Or my husband's particular favorite are my rosewater pistachio cupcakes.
Interesting.
Yes. Also, so my favorite one to eat is probably gonna be my banana German chocolate or my German banana cupcakes, which is you take German chocolate frosting, so that coconut pecan frosting, and put it on top of a banana cupcake, and it's freaking delicious.
Okay.
Keep talking. I will be right back.
Oh, we can keep talking about food. So another thing that I hate to make but will make for other people, depending on how nice I'm feeling,
Mm-hmm.
baklava.
Ooh, I have
Because it's
never
so
made
goddamn
baklava
fiddly.
myself. It
I've made it
is.
twice. It is so goddamn fiddly, but it's worth it for the right
It
person.
is. Yes. The one thing that I have made that took forever because I didn't realize how many days it was going to take to make was berry tiramisu,
Ooh.
where you make everything from scratch. It's an Emerald Lagasse recipe. I also really want to learn. I can't remember the cook's name, the pastry chef that wrote the book, but it's called Demolition Desserts, and there's tiramisu, which is rolled tiramisu.
Oh my.
Exactly. And I really, really, really
Conto's tasing someone off
somebody off screen. Yeah.
How'd the tasing go?
But yeah, the tiramisu is amazing. Also a fun one that I haven't made in a long time, but is absolutely delicious is the 3 layers chocolate stout cake that my mom and I used to make,
Ooh.
where it literally has like a shell of frosting. It is like it's a hard frosting, so it's like whipped cream and chocolate, and so it's more of a shell than a frosting.
Okay.
So, hey Gonzo, did you have fun tasing somebody off screen?
Did I tase someone off screen?
Yeah,
To
War
have
Budgies wants to
fun.
know.
Tasing someone off screen? No, I went out to go seal my miniature real quick so I could finish it
Ah.
up.
Well, I will be right back because I need more water, so I will be back very shortly. You guys continue talking.
Yeah.
My turn.
No, I went outside to go seal these miniatures so it would be good and get this done so I could finish this project so I could be completely 100% done, because whenever I do this model and I do the rusting effect, I have to do it after I seal the miniature, because if I do it before then the miniature, the rust looks very, very brown and doesn't look like rust. It doesn't have that red look to it. It has a really brown look to it, and it just does not look good at all.
Gotcha.
And so I have to do the rest after I seal the miniature. And it's a pain in the butt. I have to actually, if you notice, if you're watching on stream, you can see this red right here is all that rust powder. And it's time for me to take and clean my mat and take it and go wash it.
Washy.
Because I have to do that. I need to do that ASAP. Because if not, it'll start getting on my hands like it did today, and it's just going to be a pain in the butt. So.
Another thing you could do, clean your workspace.
Oh, yeah. Cleaning up your workspace is great. Get you reorganized, get you back in the groove.
Make sure that you're not looking for paint unnecessarily.
Especially, if it's something you're going to be using. You're going to spend a ton of time looking for it.
Or if there's a specific metallic paint that you're looking for that you can't find, but then it's right in front of your face where it's actually supposed to be on your shelf, but you thought it was on your desk, that's a thing.
Yep, that is a thing. So, but getting everything organized and ready for winter, that would be really good too. That way you could clean up and go, oh, I need to work on this project, or I need to work on this project. So it'd be a good time to clean up workspaces.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good thing to do with your time.
Make a list of your projects too. After you clean up your space and be like, okay, this is what I got to get done in this time frame.
Oh no, what happened? Quality gonzoing. What did you do?
We were talking about some other things you could do, and Mizzy brought up cleaning your workspace up.
Oh, yes. I should do that at some point because I need to rearrange this space because we still need to finish insulating my studio.
So I brought that up as my own call out because my desk is an absolute disaster right now.
Oh, so is mine. 100%. Like I've sequestered myself like maybe about 12 inches of 12-inch wide space, and that's saying something. But then I have to move my mouse and everything out of the way. I would like to eventually have a setup so that I don't have to keep moving my mouse and keyboard every time I want to paint.
That's a thing.
I'm
not that bad right now. I've got a dedicated space for my keyboard and my mouse, and then all my painting is contained here.
Yeah.
But I do have some thinny medium and some primer over in this area too, so it's spilled over. But I don't have to move anything.
Something that I'm going to be doing is rearranging the painting, and not rearranging everything, just getting a bit more organized. Because I have stuff I need to move. I already have a spot for that.
Oh, okay.
I've got most of my things printed for it. So,
Well, look at you being on top of stuff, and
Yep.
it's like you're a project manager and you know how to get shit done.
Word.
to your mother. So, but I mean, the winter months are coming, and it's going to, for some people, it's going to be a sucky time. We get it, but we just got to do what we got to do. Work on different things, figure out small little projects. Just reach out to people if you need some time. Reach out to people if you want to hang out. That's another thing is now you can hang out virtually with people on camera all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to wait for that.
Or if you just want to hear somebody's voice.
Yep.
That's totally a valid too.
Watch someone else play a video game while you do something in your room. Perfectly a valid choice.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Like co-working or body doubling is a great thing. Like I love having somebody in my space, even if they're not helping me clean, just to have somebody to talk to help keep me focused.
That's a thing.
Like, yeah. And you could have that person be on the phone. They don't have to be there in person. Like, there's a lot of time I do co-working streams even where I'm working on stuff and just want to have other people around.
Or yelling,
or I'll
Control
work
1.
stuff on Discord.
Hit F6.
Like what?
Gonzo.
No.
I'm giving Mizzy shit.
Shut up,
Smack
Gonzo.
you upside the head.
Okay. Control 1. Hit 6.
Okay, there's a difference between backseat gaming and helping somebody.
To say.
All I'm doing is helping her learn her character to make
You
sure
are
it's done.
bordering on the edge. I appreciate your help, but you are also bordering on the edge.
It is always good because you always are like, what do I do? What do I do? Run over there, hit this. I do need to figure out, so something I did get in, Green Stuff World, I got some fall leaves in. Went and bought these really, really cheap from somebody.
Pretty leaves.
And so I'm going to figure out my basing for my elves when Warcrow finally decides to give me my elves. Because you know me, I'm going to play shenanigan elves.
Mm-hmm. Because you are a shenanigan elf. In more ways than one. Right, nerd?
Just a traveling merchant.
I'm just rattling in acknowledgement.
I'm just a traveling merchant. That's all I
mean,
am.
Gonzo is the epitome of shenanigans. I'm shocked, I tell you, shocked.
I mean,
I'm excited.
How else are we going to get along?
I'm excited for him to meet up with Big Jim Slade's NPC next session.
Oh, I'm excited.
Is it a whore?
You wish.
Well, okay.
Could be. I don't know. You'll have to negotiate that with Slade in game.
Why do we have to wait till in game? Can't we just do it now?
No, it's not my grandmother.
But
for Bill, no.
Cookie's mom. You
Can't
never know.
Run in the family, though.
It could be Cookie's mom. Because Cookie's mom has got it going on.
What does she do?
So people don't know, we're switching over to the media section real quick. I did join Nerd's D&D campaign. She had an opening, and so I decided to join the campaign, which I'm very grateful because I haven't played in a campaign in forever.
Really? I didn't know it had been that long.
Literally, the last time I got to play in a game, I got to play in one game session, and it was so bad that I never came back.
Ooh, that's always rough.
There was no role playing was allowed. It was just.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, it was pretty much just nothing but.
It's a role playing game.
Yeah, it was pretty much just combat. I tried doing role playing, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna move to the next scene," and it was just constant role play. It got constant combat, and I was
Combat.
the other one I tried to play in didn't last very long. The story was more about someone else than it was about the players. So we didn't get to do much in that. That lasted like 3 game sessions. So literally, I have not played in a role playing game in probably 15 to 20 years. I've been GMing nonstop, which I don't mind. It's just, I haven't played in a
Well,
game.
I'm happy to have you in the campaign. It'll be fun to experience your interactions with the other players and guests and see what kind of bullshittery you can get up to.
Yeah.
All of it.
I got to put up, so one of my media sections was I did get to role play, and you can find the full story and listen to it on Nerd's channel, which she was doing editing and doing on it, which he does kind of live with everybody. So I am playing a merchant that is selling his wares, just an elven
You're
merchant.
an elf.
I'm an elf merchant
You're
that
a
just sells.
redheaded elf merchant.
A
Details.
unnaturally redheaded elf.
Yes, an unnaturally redheaded elf merchant that's selling his stuff.
And is a drunkard.
And a drunk. I do use a sword very poorly. So, and very boisterous about my wares and how ignorant I am of the ways of the world. I'm not a drug
Yes, more
dealer.
veggies.
I don't
'Cause
deal
he's a drug
drugs.
dealer.
I don't deal with drugs. I sell my wares.
Uh-oh,
So,
we got Spitty Wheel of Death. Let me refresh.
but
There it goes.
we're fine.
Okay, we're good.
But we're role playing in this. If you want to learn about the character, you can listen to it later on and everything. Usually about 3 hours is about what we usually go for, roughly, give or take.
Yeah. 2.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah, give or take.
This was the longest session we'd had in a while because I was dealing with some stuff both in and out of game,
Mhm.
and so we weren't running sessions quite as long. But yeah, we've got about a 3-hour runtime.
But you'll learn about my character, Dante Emmer Oak, and he'll be doing a lot of different things in game. He's got a personality that you have to learn, and you'll have to learn who he is and what it does. It'll all be in character. It all also depends on the GM when certain things happen, because I am triggered by certain events that I have to do and have to better planned out, and not, I wouldn't say scripted, but Gonzo, you have to do X, Y, Z. Yes, I have to do X, Y, Z. Types.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I enjoyed it. I think it was a lot of fun.
But yeah, I got story arcs for everybody.
Yeah, and so just a lot of different things that I need to get through. I did learn that one of my spells that I did, we kind of did it a little wrong. But it was
Which one
not.
was that again?
It was the Psychic Lance.
Oh.
They aren't incapacitated on their turn. They're incapacitated until my next turn.
Oh.
So it's even worse.
Yeah, that's like me last night forgetting an entire ability because I had switched subclasses of my rogue and forgot that I could be doing additional necrotic damage because I'm playing a phantom rogue. And I could we would have gotten through combat a lot faster if I'd remembered I had it.
Later, War Budgies.
Jeez.
Bye, War Budgies.
Yeah, and so my character can do a lot more in the game than what I did in this one, but I don't want to immediately do that because that's not who my character is, and what he has to do, and he's had to learn. Now, some people have looked at my character sheet, and of course, they're not going to play it in game, which is fine. I don't care. We just keep things out of game, and you learn about it in game. Although anytime I open my
a large group of metagamers. Sorry.
Although every time I open my mouth, someone's like, "Is he lying? Is he lying? Is he lying?" And pretty much I'm lying 99.9% of the time.
It's
But-
because we have trust issues with our current DM, and we
you
know the plotting. We know how she
I
plots,
don't know what you're talking about.
and we also know that she has a co-DM that also loves to plot. So it's not you that we suspect; it's them.
But I am looking. So if anybody's got any opening and in some RPGs, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind getting in to play some more. Doesn't matter the system. Just let me know. I don't mind playing. I am currently working together our household game, which Missy plays. This is an in-person game. If you're someone that runs games or someone that likes to play games that are really good on story, very good on art, very easy rule set, I highly recommend picking up the household rule set. There's a Kickstarter going on. You can get the original rules or the new one, which is the garden, which is going to what's happening outside of the house. Or you can get both. I highly recommend it. Big Jim, if you're in there, if you haven't picked this up, 100% go get it. Either go buy the original right now and then kickstart Garden 2, but this thing rates very, very high on my RPG. It's one of my top 5 right now. It's got a really good, really easy system. But I worked on that this week too. Sue. That was another media section.
Have a look.
Huzzah!
Yeah. But I worked on that and figuring out some more rules and how things go and so on and so forth. I was really enjoying it because we left on a cliffhanger and we won't start this week, but next week.
The 14th.
Yeah, the 14th we'll be playing in person. So, and the good thing is I have 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 brand new role players, and this is their first role playing game. So it'll be really good.
It's weird being the most experienced player.
So starting out the media section, I want to start off by not something I'm going to review, something I haven't seen yet because it isn't out yet, but something I definitely want to see because it's coming out tomorrow at 9 p.m. and it's Skeleton Crew. It is Disney Star Wars Goonies. If you haven't seen,
Right.
it comes out tomorrow. I cannot wait for this. I hope it does really good.
Monday.
Yeah, which is weird, but I'm like, okay, fine. I don't care. Maybe that just fits with their schedule. And I mean, everybody is usually Thursdays and Fridays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So, not many things coming out on Monday. So, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I'm looking for some lighthearted Star Wars with every so often, some deep drama because supposedly, Jude Law is a Jedi. I don't know all the details, but it looks like it's just going to be a good fun, basic story. Not caring about it, not, deeply thing. I'm just looking for a bunch of kids in the Star Wars universe fucking around and finding out, which works out with Star Wars. If you think about it, in the Star Wars universe, everybody fucks around and finds out in there. And if they make a mistake, it usually works in their favor, but something bad happens in the process, aka shooting things. Oh, I missed, but I hit something else, causes something else, chain reaction. So I'm hoping they keep with that type of mentality. I'm looking forward to it. Cannot wait. I will give a non-spoiler review next Sunday. Mizzy, what do you got?
My first one is going to be something that I binge watched the first season in 2 days, and that is Arcane. Holy fucking shit, guys!
Season 1.
Season 1.
And you can spoil that because season 2 is out and over. So.
Holy goddamn shit! Okay, the feels that this thing gives you. So the first 3 episodes is your setup, right? Like, you get the whole backstory, everything, and you think, oh my god, all the trauma. And then the next few come out, and then you're like, oh my god, Jinx is a goddamn psychopath. And then the others come out, and you're like, god damn, this bitch is actually insane.
Yeah.
But in the best way. I am obsessed with Caitlyn and Vi. I love that. I'm here for that. Good stuff. All of the characters are just amazing, insane. Like, you do not have to like League of Legends to watch this. This is perfection.
Yeah, you don't even have to know anything about League of Legends to watch this.
No, you don't.
And the thing is there's a running joke is if you like Arcane based on the League of Legends, don't go play the video game because you'll be sorely disappointed.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
So and the soundtrack is perfection. Oh my god. Just gushing over here with. So this is a 0 space herpy for me, man. Cause, oof.
Um,
I'm
here,
excited to not be distracted and watch season 2.
here is your pre-warning. Season 2, episode 6. I pre-warned you.
Okay. If it has anything to do with the spoiler that Netflix gave as a preview, then yeah, I'm gonna bawl my eyeballs out.
Well,
I'm gonna bawl my eyes out. I know I am. If it's what I'm thinking. But yeah. So, go watch Arcane if you haven't. Don't be a slacker like me. Nerd?
The first one I'm going to review is a video game that I've been playing a demo for called Trash Goblin. It is an independent game. It's currently in early access on Steam. I'm not sure what other systems it's on. I'll have to double check. But you play a goblin in a shop and you're in charge of handling customers and cleaning up various objects and repairing them and all sorts of stuff. And I've just been playing the demo so far and I'm really enjoying it, but I've also been watching a friend of mine play the full version and it makes me want to get it. Like it's unfortunately not getting quite the as big of an audience just yet, but I think it's one of those fun cozy games that will pick up over time. I think this will be one that'll become pretty popular. Fingers crossed. But so far I give it like a half a space herpy because there's like a few things that they could explain a little better in the demo. But for the most part, I really, really am enjoying it. So, Gonzo?
I'm going to give also a review of video game. I played it, got through everything, waiting for more story to come out and for the game to come out. It's called Rika. Rika is you are pretty much Baba Yaga's apprentice. And you go to different places and complete different missions and just do a bunch of different things. It is you create your own house, you build your own things. It's not like a really survival game in the basic sense, but you do get to build your house that is a walking chicken. Graphics are kind of neat. They're a little bit different. But it was okay. It was a very short thing, early access. I mean, and it's cheap. It's only like $20, 16 to $20, depending on when you pick it up. So I mean, it was fun. It was neat. I can't wait for it to go fully out so I can play the entire game and such. So I was having fun with it. I ran into some minor graphic bugs, but not anything huge. Nothing that stopped me from playing type thing. But I had a good time with it. It was neat. It was kind of cool. Very relaxed, very chill game. So I mean, you got crafting in it. You've got building. You've got stories. You've got different abilities that you can do. So just different things. I know that there's going to be something that if you cut down too many trees and you don't grow enough trees, something bad can happen to you. So you're trying to replenish the environment as you're destroying it. But it's not bad. For a cheap game, $16. I didn't have a problem with it. I'll play it again. I'll wait till we get more updated and more patches to it. But gotta wait for it. Mizzy?
So my next one is a movie from early 2000s. Just hanging out and someone wanted to watch The Covenant. So I said, okay, sure. I actually haven't watched that before. So I did that. And it's got a baby Sebastian Stan in it. That I was like, wait, what? Hold up. Yes. You're muted, by the way, nerd.
No, I wasn't really talking. I was trying to react without interrupting you. So I
But
wasn't
yeah.
even talking anyway.
Okay.
That was
okay.
like, oh my god, you're right. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it in forever.
Are we
Super
talking about
baby
the Covenant from like 2006?
I think so. Hold on.
Or they're like
Uh,
witches or whatever they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it is Baby Sebastian Stan. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I know why
Sebastian Stan.
why you had to watch that, because that is somebody's feel good uh movie type thing that they have to watch. That is someone's what do they call it? Uh what is
Guilty
it?
pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
someone's guilty
It's
pleasure
got
movie.
Chase Crawford that plays the Deep from The Boys. And Taylor
Mm-hmm.
Kitsch that was the first attempt at Gambit. Dang
Yep.
it, I haven't looked at that movie in forever.
I
Sorry,
thought I
go ahead.
recognized his face. That. Thank you. Actually, thank you. Yes. I was like, wait, I know his face. Why does
Yeah,
it
he
look so
was Gambit
familiar?
from the Wolverine, not Wolverine Origins. Maybe,
Yeah, no,
maybe I
yeah,
don't.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I was like, I know this name and I know this face, but I cannot place where it's from. But
He was
that tracks,
he's the only on-screen Gambit aside. Well, now we can include Channing Tatum, like we should,
as we should.
as we should.
That man deserves to be Gambit. Mm.
Well,
Anyway,
there's a couple of them, but there's more than just those two. But go ahead.
anyway, so watch that. It was definitely a guilty pleasure movie. Um, I can see why some people like it. It was fine. It didn't hurt me to watch it. It held my attention. It was fine. So I give it a 2.5. If you like witches and you like, Sebastian Stan as a baby and some other things and all that, sure, go ahead, watch it. Do the thing. Nerd?
We're going to go to one of my guilty pleasures, a 2007 movie called Blood and Chocolate, that focuses on werewolves in is it where is it set again?
I know what you're talking
Oh, it
about.
says it's set in contemporary U.S. I swore that they were not in the U.S. Anyway, um, but
Oh,
it's
yes,
it's
this one.
yeah, it's got Hugh Dancy who was in Hannibal. Um, but this was one of the earlier films that I ever saw him in. Um, I've been watching various werewolf movies for research for my D&D campaign.
I cannot
Um,
imagine.
yeah, I still need to watch American Werewolf in London. That's like the only one I've never seen.
Oh my god.
Um, I have watched so many breakdowns of it. I feel like I've watched it. I've just never actually sat down and watched it. But Blood and Chocolate, not the best written movie. It has its moments. It looks pretty. The people are pretty. And the wolves are pretty. And that's about all you get. So I give this one like a 2 to 2.5. But it is definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. I think I'd be better off watching Underworld, to be perfectly honest. All right,
Underworld's
Gonzo.
not bad.
I finished. I'm gonna go over a couple of them. They're just like finished up. The British Baking Show finished up this last Friday. Great show. I mean, I love baking shows. I love cooking shows, and British Baking Show is one of the best ones out there. You get to see interesting and unique foods and such. So, no really reviews for that, but just good show. So another thing, there are two shows out right now, two movies out that I need to watch. One of them's on Hulu, and I think the other one's on Paramount. Right now, Alien Romulus is on. Oh, I was on Disney, excuse me. And so you can watch Alien Romulus right now, which that's on my list. I'm going to watch this week. Looking
I will
forward
talk
to it.
about that shortly.
Yep. And then Transformer One, I think, is on Paramount, and I will be. It's the cartoon. It's about the story of like Optimus Prime and so on and so forth. Haven't
Oh,
seen
okay. I
it.
didn't realize they did an animated one.
Yeah, it's got mixed reviews, but I'll watch it coming up. Those are the few that I'm going to be watching and giving some information to. So that'll just be some stuff coming around. So other than that, Missy, do you got something else?
I can talk about Final Fantasy 14.
Go for it.
So yeah, as we've stated a few times during the podcast, I started playing Final Fantasy 14 last weekend, and I basically haven't stopped.
It's really fucking good. I like the story. Combat's not hard to figure out. Um, just gotta practice with it, get used to it, get the finger movements down, all that good stuff. Um, I did try out the NPC option when doing dungeons, right, Gonzo?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got the terms right? Cool.
Yep.
Uh, it's not terrible. Um, it does take longer, but if you don't have a healer on hand and you don't want to wait forever, it's a solid option to do. So yeah, but PvP if you want to get through it fast, or not PvP, playing the dungeons with other players. Words, I can do words. Um, Definitely the quicker option, but if it is your first time playing through, you do have to watch the cutscenes, and so it does take a little bit longer if you have a first time player in there. Which I appreciate all of the people's patience while I get through all the beefy cutscenes. So I'm gonna give it like a 1. There are some parts where I found it to be a little too easy to just click through it to get it done. And
Well, you
instead
are
of
playing
just
a level 90 in level, 1
but if
through
I
50
don't
content.
but if I don't slow down and read the story, I miss things. And so it just kind of glaze over. That has nothing to do with my level. That has everything to do with my attention span. Hey, Shadow Sword.
Hey, Shadow Sword.
Hey, Shadow Sword.
But yeah, no, I love it. It's great. I love watching Gonzo in Loma Loncina. I, I I don't know if I said that right. With bands and the frogs and all the cool people
Oh,
with the
yeah.
glamours and stuff. Nice
That
check
was
in.
that was a good night.
Yes. Nerd.
All right, I'm going to talk about Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is a 2001 film, and one that I don't know why I don't watch it more often. Um, it's a French film. You can watch. Ended up watching it dubbed. But it's got Vincent Cassel in it, who has been a bad guy in a bunch of movies. Monica Bellucci, who's gorgeous always, and Mark Dacascos. I think I'm saying his last name right. Um, some people might also know him as the host of Iron Chef America. Um, but it's about a supposedly it's set in the 18th century, and they're investigating a series of killings by a mysterious beast, and the creature in it was actually created by Jim Henson's Creature Shop,
Ooh.
which was one of the reasons I got into it initially. But it still holds up very well. It's also a period piece. Um, like I said, but it's held up well over the years, despite it being almost a 25-year-old movie. Uh, I give it like I would probably I don't know if I want to say 0, but probably like a half. Um, because like it is older and some of the special effects are a little but the creature, like it they did such a good Jim Henson's Creature Shop did such a good job with it, with the beast in this. I don't want to give away what it is, but it's very well done. Gonzo?
I did start. I'm still watching Lower Decks.
Mhm.
This is the last season. Show's been good. No big issues. No big problems with it. Still good and fun. Still a little bit of seriousness with the stupidity. And they're just going through it. So I mean, it's not a bad show. Hopefully we'll get. They won't give us a shitty ending, but not make it a horrible ending, but just give us an ending. But Silo started back up. We're on season 2. Silo is a story about people that are living underground, and if they go onto the surface, they die. And season 2, they actually someone goes out of the surface and doesn't die. And so now we find out, not going to spoil it or anything, but we're learning about the world a bit more, about things that are going on. I'm enjoying it. It's still pretty good. You got to sit and think about it. You got to wait, and you got to keep going. But we're only third episode in. And I'm gonna do that because I'm also going to talk about Dune Prophecy, which I watched episode 2. Episode 3 is tonight. Probably watch that tomorrow. It's Dune Prophecy, gorgeous show. Special effects, art, scenes, all that really good. I don't know a lot of the back history of Dune, so I don't know any of this stuff. I don't even know if this stuff was written. I don't care either way, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and I'm enjoying the story, the characters, the oh shit moments. I'm enjoying all that right now. So, highly recommend if you got Max, go watch Dune Prophecy. It deserves a good listen and good watch. It is something you probably have to, I wouldn't say concentrate on, but there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, a lot of, things that happen in the arena of the show, not just the dialogue. So it's good to watch, not just listen to. Mizzy?
I don't think I have anything else.
Nerd?
I'm going to talk about what little bit of Alien Romulus I watched before I fell asleep. I'm going to try and rewatch this. I made it maybe about a half an hour, and don't tell Trey, he's going to kill me. Because I love the Alien franchise, and I really, really wanted to enjoy this, but I don't know if it just starts off so slow that I just had trouble getting into it, but I ended up falling asleep on the couch. So for now, I'm giving it a 1 for what I saw. I know there's another hour and a half to the movie. So we will have a more comprehensive review maybe next week.
At least from
Guzo. What else did I watch? There's not much else. I did start watching Shrinking again. And it's okay. It's just all right. There are some good scenes, but it's a give or take. It gives me the 2.5 meh rating. Not much there, but it's not a bad show. It's just okay. What else did I do? That was about it. There wasn't a lot of watching. I know we got some things coming up, but I'm looking forward to the rest of Dune Prophecy. Looking forward to Silo. Looking forward to Skeleton Crew. So we've got some stuff coming up. I mean, this is going to be a dead period for TV, so I'm glad that we have some stuff coming up because everybody's doing their mid-season breaks or just their breaks period for the new year because, of course, all the holiday specials are going to start coming up. So we'll just have to wait and see. One thing I do miss during the holiday season is the Psych holiday episodes. They stopped doing those, and I miss Psych holiday episodes, man. Holiday specials.
I loved the show Psych.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I loved that show so much.
Yeah. Which we're not going to get. I mean, we're probably not going to get any more, but I was like, dang it. I always liked Psych's, holiday episode. So, but other than that, guys, that is our show for the night. We want to appreciate you for listening and watching either one. Please make sure you take care of yourself. There are plenty of avenues. If you need someone to talk to, someone to hang out with, you can join our Discord. You can join Nerd's Discord. You can come and do things. Sometimes we just hang out on a Discord. I'll play video games. Nerd will be picking her nose and Mizzy will be eating the boogers. So, I mean, we just try to figure out something to do. And that just happens. So it could all just be there. The disapproving faces.
Lies and slander.
So guys, as usual, please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find someone that will, because we've got to look after each other. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Nerd.
I'm Mizzy.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to More Than Dice, making the world a better, nerdier place, one dumb joke at a time. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more nerdy action or to connect with your hosts, Check them out on Facebook.com/more-than-dice and Twitch.tv/more_than_dice. Until next time, stay nerdy, stay proud, and we'll see you soon on the More Than Dice podcast.